project going. This is a Big Cam Cummins in a 1989 Freightliner, FL112.
Yep, we're gonna have to haul these things off.
Bad head gasket leak in the center head. I thought it was the front, so we already put a new gasket in there. Started back up, and it's just absolutely bubbling out of this.
You can see where the coolant was coming out on the tops too. It was like
it was coming out
evaporating all over the place.
We pulled the two rocker boxes, intake and exhaust manifold. That's the easy part. That took like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
When we did this one, the head bolts are torqued to 300 foot-pounds. And they're caked with rust and baked on oil. So we had to use a 3/4 inch breaker bar, which is that middle one.
Welded because it broke it.
Yep. And we had to use an 8-foot pipe. And it was still taking good 150 pounds of pushing on the end of that 8-foot pipe. So it was taking about 1,300 foot-pounds to break them out.
I was rowing that boat for 5 hours straight.
It took us about 4 or 5 hours to get these 12 head bolts out of this head. So we had 2 more heads to go. The electric impact up there, the Makita, was breaking some of them free. The ones that were in oil underneath the rocker box. But these ones that were exposed to the elements are going to take forever. So we're going to break out the air impact. We got a Harbor Freight Earthquake, one of the older ones, the magnesium bodied ones. Don't mind the mess. So we're going to be trying this one out. I wish I had a 1-inch impact because that would probably take them off. But the problem is we're running it off this tiny little, what is this, a 30-gallon Craftsman air compressor? So, and it has a bad governor too, so it only goes up to like 90 PSI. Normally I'd be running that impact at least 100, 110, 120 back when I worked at the Goodyear shop. But those heads got to come out so I can check the liner protrusion, because I'm guessing one of the liners on that center head are sunk, which would just be fantastic, because then I'd have to pull the pan off, pull the piston out, and replace that liner, and probably shim it. So it's going to be a big job. I'm going to see if I could do it without replacing the liner. That would be ideal. But either way, we're going to be here for probably, let's see, it's 6 p.m. right now, 6:30, or no, 7:30 right now. So I guarantee it'll be early morning by the time both these heads are out. ended up getting the two heads off. Fuel lines had to be pulled off the back, so we opened up the doghouse for that. Now in terms of liner protrusion, I can't tell because I don't have a fixture to hold my micrometer. Let me set this up real quick. So I do have a dial indicator, but there's a special fixture you're supposed to use to measure liner protrusion on these motors, and I really don't feel like spending $300 to purchase that. But using a razor blade, I can catch that edge. So it is sticking out above the block, which is what matters. Now on some of these further back ones, I haven't really cleaned off the, what's it called? I haven't really cleaned off the carbon, but it's the same kind of deal. You can catch that edge. And the specification in the service manual calls for 3 to 6 thousandths, which is basically receipt paper. It's pretty close to what you're looking for, and I can feel it, which is a good sign. But I'm gonna go ahead and get a magnetic dial indicator base for it, and we'll go from there in terms of measuring that. But I think we should be good without changing the liners, at least for another couple 100,000 miles. I mean, the liners, they look great. I don't see any kind of pitting, or there's no visible or feelable scoring, that kind of thing, which you would notice if you lost a cooling jet, which I think probably one of them might be cracked, because we do have a little bit of low oil pressure, but you can see it's a little bit stained. But I can't feel any of that. My nail doesn't catch anything. It feels smooth to me. You can even kind of see a little bit of the honing. This is 440,000 miles on this motor. But yeah, basically, this is the head right here. And then on top is the rocker box, and then that's the valve cover. So taking both of these heads out took me just about, how long did it take us, Morgan?
Say maybe like 4 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours maybe. We started at 6 p.m. It's like 11:30 right now. We've been done for about a half hour. Well, the deck and the liners look pretty good. I'll head in, we can take a look at the heads. The head bolts came out decently easy when we had the pneumatic impact. I think that front head had a little bit more material stuck underneath the bolts. There's the one head. Can't really feel much, but you can definitely feel a low spot and a lot of carbon, but they are just nasty. That's the back head, I believe. I probably should have marked where these go. This is the middle head, but all these are free. I didn't have to, except for this one. This one I got to pound out.